Good day, everyone. We are the Group 3 from STEM Euclid, and today we're going to discuss to you different kinds of Larong Pinoy.
Now we have Tagu-Taguan. Tagu-Taguan is a traditional game played by Filipino children around noon until it gets dark. The game can be enjoyed in many environments, including indoors and outdoors. Many of us who grew up in a traditional Filipino neighborhood or a Filipino household would be very familiar with this game as the game has been played and enjoyed for many years. And through the years, we have adapted the rules many times to our liking. The idea of the game was taken from the Western hide and seek, where the rules are generally the same aside from a few key concepts. Next, we have the origin. The game originates from Greece, where it was described by a Greek writer named Julius Pollux in the 2nd century BCE. Originally, the game is called Apodidras and it was described almost similarly to today's version of hide and seek. As we know, the Greek has had a large influence over the globe for a long period of time. This is how traditions and cultures are passed through generations and in between countries. And this is how Tagu-Taguan was introduced to the Philippines through globalization. And we, in turn, modified it to our own maximum enjoyment. The objective of the game is for the it, or as we call it in our native language, the taya, to look for all the players that have been hiding, while also protecting the base. The base is located at the same spot where they would cover their eyes to give time for the other players to hide. The only way that those in hiding can win the game is if they get to the base without being seen or without being caught by the taya or the it.
The number of players required in the game Tagu-Taguan is at least 2 or more. It requires one person to be the seeker while the rest are all hiders. The court layout usually requires a home base, where the seeker will begin counting at the start of every game. The game is usually played in an environment with many hiding spots to make it fun and challenging for the players. Materials aren't required in playing the game Tagu-Taguan.
So these are the rules of Tagu-Taguan. The group must first decide if who among the group will be it. The it is the one assigned to look for the other players. The it can then decide a base where he or she will close his or her eyes and counts or sing a Filipino chant famously used in the Philippines. An example is the one shown below.
Tagu-taguan maliwanag ang buwan, wala sa likod, wala sa harap. Pagbilang ka ng 3 at magtatago na ako, 1, 2, 3.
Then, after the countdown, the it will immediately start to find the other players. Once the it finds a player, he or she will shout the name of the player seen, then that person will be the next it. The other players that are hiding can save themselves by touching the base while the it is still looking for the others. Once they do that, they can be saved and cannot be called by the it.
For Tagu-Taguan values, first, working memory. When processing other information, players can keep essential information in mind. Second, task initiation. Players can get started on a go. Third, organization. Physically and emotionally, players can keep track of what's going on. Fourth, planning and prioritizing. Players can make a goal and execute it. Fifth, perspective taking. Players can put or place themselves in another person's position that would create a better understanding. Sixth, flexible thinking. Players can practice flexibility wherein they can adapt to unexpected or new circumstances. Seventh, impulse control. Players can practice impulse control that would help them to think before they act. 8. Emotion control. Players can practice emotion control which will help them to keep modulate strong feelings. 9th, boost confidence. The sheer excitement of being discovered by friends or adults will fill players' brains with serotonin, which is a central hormone in mood regulation, and happiness. And lastly, fostering independence. Although it may seem self evident, allowing players to choose where they want to hide and where they want to look is hugely motivating. You should just set the appropriate safety boundaries for your space and the ages of the players.
Kamusta mga katropa? Ako nga pala si Ethan. Ang lalaroin natin ngayon ay taguan. Kaya tara nang sumama sa amin para mag-enjoy at maglaro. Sa larong taguan, ang bilang naman na laro ay 3 o mahigit pa. Tulad ng ibang laro ay kailangan makapamili ng taya sa pamamagitan ng maibay taya. Karaniwan, ang larong taguan ay nagsisimula sa home base kung saan ang taya ay nakapikit habang nagbibilang mula 1 hanggang 10. Bilang kung 10, nakatago na kayo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Asa na kaya yung mga yun? Kapag nakita o nahuli ng taya ang manlalaro sa kanyang tinataguan, sasabihin niya ito ng "Nabitan!" Kapag nahawakan naman ng mga nagsitago manlalaro ang home base kahit hindi sila nahuhuli sa tinaguan nila, ay siguradong ligtas na sila upang maging taya. Ang layunin ng laro ay mahawakan ang base kahit hindi sila nahuli ng taya. O kaya kailangan rin makipag-unahan ang manlalaro sa taya sa pagpunta sa home base. At kung sino ang mahuhuling makarating sa home base, siya ang magiging taya. O kaya naman kapag hindi nahanap ng taya ang mga nagtatago, siya muli ang magiging taya sa susunod na laro. O sige mga katropa, isa na naman laro ang inyong natutunan. Sa susunod muli, paalam!